Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Let me start off with saying good afternoon. So today I want to guide you through a modern anthem about reclaiming personal power and collective transformation. I'll interpret each section in first person as I am the narrator, and I'll ground these abstract concepts in real world situations you may recognize. Right, so first one, recognizing manipulation. Cast your spells, weave your webs, wrap me in your lies. I'm describing a moment when I recognize that someone or some system is deliberately trying to manipulate me. The imagery of spells and webs suggests deliberate, intricate deception designed to trap me.
Yeah, yeah. Cast your spells, weave your webs, wrap me in your lies.
Okay, right. Let me give you a real life example. Think of a social media. Think of social media algorithms that track your behavior and feed your targeted content designed to influence your emotions and spending habits. The platforms claim to be neutral, but they're engineered to control your attention and choices.
Build your castles out of smoke, paint illusions in the sky.
Build your castles out of smoke, paint illusions in the skies. I understand now that what they're offering me, promises, dreams, security, has no real foundation. It looks impressive from a distance, but it's insubstantial. Real life example. A company promises remote workers unlimited vacation and family like culture. But in reality, there's unspoken pressure to always be available, and taking time off damages your career trajectory. The promise is attractive but hollow.
Push me in the shadow, watch me find the flame.
Push me into shadow, watch me find the flame. When I'm pushed down or marginalized, I discover something unexpected, my own resilience and inner fire. The darkness forces me to look inward and find my strength. Real life example. Okay, someone is passed over for a promotion despite uh, excellent work. The initial disappointment leads them to start a side project that becomes far more successful and fulfilling than the job they lost.
The light inside keeps burning, you can't put out my name.
The light inside keeps burning. You can't put out my name. No matter what attempts are made to silence, erase, or diminish me, my core identity and voice persists. I cannot be permanently extinguished. Okay, real life example. A whistleblower faces legal threats, job loss, and public attack. But their determination to expose wrongdoing only strengthens their resolve. Their name becomes synonymous with integrity.
Every step I sink within, I rise with clearer sight. The deeper that I travel, the stronger burns my light.
All right, pre chorus. The paradox of descent and growth. Every step I sink within, I rise with clearer sight. As I descend into difficulty, struggle, or introspection, I paradoxically gain clarity. The journey downward is actually upward in terms of understanding. Example. During a severe depression, someone is forced to slow down, attend therapy, and examine their life choices. The crisis becomes a turning point where they finally understand their patterns and can change them. The deeper that I travel, the stronger burns my light. The more I confront my challenges and do the inner work, the more visible and powerful my authentic self becomes. Example. A recovering addict spends months in treatment, facing their trauma and mistakes. They emerge with a clarity and compassion that allows them to mentor others. Their presence becomes transformative for their community. It's a lot more complicated than that because I am in this predicament. There's a lot of other variables, but I want to make this very clear. God is more with you in these struggles. So, if anyone comes and says, "Oh, you're a junkie, you're a druggie, God's not going to help you," tell them to F off. They don't know what they're talking about.
It doesn't matter what you do, your magic won't control.
Alright, chorus, reclaiming sovereignty. It doesn't matter what you do, your magic won't control. I'm asserting that manipulative tactics, no matter how sophisticated, have lost their power over me. I recognize them now and refuse to comply. Example, a person in an emotionally abusive relationship learns about gaslighting and begins documenting incidents. Once they recognize the pattern, they no longer confused or self-doubting. They can make clear decisions. I'm tethered to the cosmos. I'm sovereign in my soul. I feel connected to something larger than myself, whether that's a spiritual truth, a set of values, nature, or a higher purpose. This connection grants me autonomy and inner authority. Example, an environmental activist draws strength from a commitment to planetary health. This larger purpose means that job offers, social pressure, or financial incentives cannot sway them from their core mission.
I'm tethered to the cosmos, I'm sovereign in my soul, united with the higher truth. We break the old bleak law. No more warnings, no more chances. We are no more to all your songs. We are no more to all your songs.
No more, no more.
United with the higher truth, we break the old bleak law. When I align with others who share these deeper principles, we collectively have the power to challenge and dismantle systems that no longer serve us. Example, workers in an industry with exploitative practices begin organizing. When they unite around principles of dignity and fair treatment, they can force systemic change, negotiating wages, benefits, and safety standards that no individual could achieve alone. No more warnings, no more chances. We are no more to all you saw. I declare that the old patterns are finished. There's no more tolerance for manipulation. We're moving forward decisively and without apology. Okay, real life example. A community that has repeatedly been promised change but never received it finally sets a hard deadline and demands action or faces organized resistance, strikes, boycotts, or political action. So, okay, I'm gonna play the song that I created. I'm gonna play it up to the chorus and then I'll start talking about verse 2. All right? Okay, enjoy.
Cast your spells, weave your webs, wrap me in your lies. Build your castles out of smoke, paint illusions in the sky. Push me in the shadow, watch me find the flame. The light inside keeps burning, you can't put out my name.
Every step I sink within, I rise with clearer sight. The deeper that I travel, the stronger burns my light. Oh, it doesn't matter what you do, your magic won't control. I'm tethered to the cosmos, I'm sovereign in my soul. United with the higher truth, we break the old bleak law. No more warnings, no more chances, we are no more to all your songs. Without no more to all your songs.
No more, no more.
Okay, verse 2, collective awakening. This time is like no other. History rewrites its page. I sense we're at a unique moment. Actually, I know we're at a unique moment where the old trajectory is generally being altered. Change is not incremental, it's fundamental. Real life example. The rapid adoption of renewable energy globally represents a genuine shift, not just a trend, but a rewriting of how civilization relates to energy and climate.
This time is like no other. History rewrites its page.
We gather like a constellation. We step beyond the cage. I see people coming together, creating a visible pattern of resistance and transformation. Like stars forming a constellation, individual actions create something larger and more recognizable. Example: independent creators, activists, and entrepreneurs connect through digital platforms to build parallel economies, education systems, and communities that function outside traditional institutional control.
We gather like a constellation. We step beyond the cage.
When we remember who we are, when we stand as one and whole, as I reconnect with my authentic identity and unite with others doing the same, we become complete and powerful. Fragmentations is overcome. Example: indigenous communities globally are reclaiming languages, spiritual practices, and governance systems that were suppressed. This collective remembering creates a sovereignty and resilience.
When we remember who we are, when we stand as one and whole.
No fear can bind the mind, no hand can take the soul. I assert that my freedom of thought and spirit cannot be permanently controlled, no matter what external pressures or threats exist. Example: political prisoners write letters, compose poetry, or create art that inspires movement outside their cells. Their physical confinement cannot touch their inner freedom or influence.
No fear can bind the mind, no hand can take the soul.
Okay, so we come to the pre-chorus reprise. Every shadow that you cast becomes a step I climb. Every obstacle or attack becomes a rung on my ladder of growth. Opposition paradoxically accelerates my ascent. I'll give you an example. A startup faces a major setback. A competitor steals their idea. Funding falls through. Key team members leave. They use this crisis to pivot, innovate, and ultimately create something stronger than the original plan. In the silence of my center, I discover endless time. In moments of quiet introspection and meditation, I access a sense of patience and perspective that allows me to pursue long-term goals without panic. Okay, real life example. Someone committed to writing a novel spends an hour each morning in quiet writing, regardless of whether they produce publishable material that day. Years of consistent practice done in silence and without immediate external validation accumulate in a finished work.
Every shadow that you cast becomes a step I climb. In the silence of my center, I discover endless time.
Okay, we come to the bridge, the shift in power. All those who stop the rising feel the tremor of the change. Those who resisted and suppressed progress now feel the undeniable momentum they tried to prevent. The ground beneath them is shifting. Example: traditional media companies that fought against digital journalism now watch their revenue collapse as younger audiences ignore their platforms. The change they resisted is now inescapable.
All those who stop the rising feel the tremor of the change.
Every barrier collapses, every falsehood rearranged. The structures and lies supporting old systems are fading. Sorry, they're not fading, they're failing. What was hidden is being revealed. What seemed permanent is being restructured. Okay, example. Investigative reporting exposes corruption in a major institution, a church, corporation, or government. The revelations force leadership changes and policy overhauls.
Every barrier collapsing, every falsehood rearranged.
We are frequency ascending, heart and mind in open light. I describe a collective rising in consciousness, where compassion and honesty become the organizing principles rather than hidden or suppressed. Okay, example. Trauma informed approaches to education, mental health, and criminal justice replace punishment based modules. Empathy and transparency become institutional values rather than personal practices.
We are frequency ascending, heart and mind in open light. Hands joined across the distance, turning darkness into sight.
Hands joined across the distances, turning darkness into sight. People unite across geography and difference to expose what was hidden, to bring clarity where there was darkness. Okay, example. Global networks of fact checkers, journalists, and activists coordinate to counter disinformation campaigns in real time, making deceptive narratives visible to millions simultaneously. All right, we come to the breakdown. Final liberation. No more puppets, no more strings, no more fear to hold us still. I reject the role of being controlled. Fear no longer paralyzes me or the collective. We move with agency and intention. All right, I'll give you an example. Workers who fear job loss from unions despite threats from management, knowing that collective action is stronger than individual vulnerability.
No more puppets, no more strings, no more fear to hold us still, no more forces blocking growth. Our will becomes the wind.
No more forces blocking growth. Our will becomes the will. We refuse to accept obstacles as permanent. Our collective determination becomes the force that shapes reality. Example: communities block environmentally destructive projects through organized protest and legal action, then redirect that energy toward building sustainable alternatives they control. Okay, so the final chorus. Unshakable power. It doesn't matter what you do, your magic won't control. I reiterate, manipulation has lost its power when we are united and aware. We're bound to something larger, invincible, and whole. Our connection to something beyond ourselves, shared values, purpose, and vision, makes us resilient to attack.
It doesn't matter what you do, your magic won't control. We're bound to something larger, invincible and whole.
Alright, example. Humanitarian organizations operating in conflict zones continue their work despite threats because they're driven by principles larger than individual safety. When we unite in higher love, your shadows wash away. Through compassion and unity, the darkness of deception and cruelty loses its grip. I'll give you an example. Communities practicing restorative justice, which I did make I made a video on that. I did part 1 and part 2. For a reason, I've been trying to publish part 3, but it just ain't going through. But I'll leave the link down below. So communities practicing restorative justice move beyond cycles of punishment and retaliation, creating accountability through empathy instead.
When we unite in higher love, your shadows wash away. No more warnings, no more chances, no more stands in our way.
No more warnings, no more chances, no more stands in our way. We declare unwavering forward motion. Previous threats or ultimatums no longer deter us. Okay, people, we are on the outro. Affirmation. So cast your spells if you must. Watch them crumble. Watch them fall.
Cast your spells if you must. Watch them crumble, watch them fall.
Let me get some light. I welcome the attempts at manipulation. They will collapse against our clarity and unity. We are light. We are the answer. We are everything and all.
We are light, we are the answer. We are everything and all. No more warning, all you soul. No more, all you soul. No more, all you soul.
I conclude by affirming that together we embody the solution. Our collective presence, values, and actions contain the transformation we seek. Let me give you an example. Communities rebuilding after disaster demonstrate self-sufficiency, mutual aid, and collaboration, showing that people organized around shared purpose need not wait for external rescue or institutional permission. Right. So, we're at the end of that. These lyrics chart a journey from victimization to agency, from isolation to collective power. The metaphor moves from being a target of manipulation to recognizing that manipulation has no power over an awakened, united collective. The song is ultimately about the moment when a critical mass of people refuse to accept the old terms and begin building something new. The strength of this narrative lies not in denying struggle. The lyrics acknowledge shadow, dissent, and difficulty, but in asserting that these experiences are pathways to wisdom and strength rather than permanent defeat. Alright, so we're done. I'm going to play you the full version of the song, but not the one that I've been using in this video. It's going to be the same lyrics, just different music. Hope you like it. Let me know what you think. Alright, bye for now. Lots of love to you all.
Yeah. Yo. Cast your spells, weave your webs, wrap me in your lies, build your castles out of smoke, paint illusions in the skies. Push me in the shadow, watch me find the flame. The light inside keep burning, you can't put out my name.
Every step I sink within, I rise with clearer sight. The deeper that I travel, the stronger burns my light. It doesn't matter what you do, your magic won't control. I'm tethered to the cosmos, I'm sorry.
is like no other. History rewrites its page. We gather like a constellation. We step beyond the cage when we remember who we are, when we stand as one at home. No fear can bind the mind, no hand can take the soul.
Shadow that you cast becomes a step I climb. In the silence of my center, I discover endless time. It doesn't matter what you do, your magic won't control. I'm tethered to the cosmos, I'm sovereign in my soul.
United with the higher truth, we break the old bleak law. No more warnings, no more chances. We are no more to all you saw. All those who stopped the rising, feel the tremor of the change. Every barrier collapses, every force will rearrange. We are frequency ascending, heart and mind an open line. Hands joined across the distance, turning darkness into sight. No more puppets, no more strings, no more fear to hold us still. No more forces blocking growth, our will becomes the will.
No more puppets, no more strings,
No more fear to hold us still.
no more forces blocking growth.